Hi, this is Kamera again. My first few minutes with God, day 28, Genesis 46 through 47. It basically talks about when the children of Israel left Canaan to live in Egypt. On his way to Egypt, Jacob, he offered up a sacrifice to God. And it says during the night, God spoke to Jacob and told him it was okay for him to go to Egypt, that he is going to be with him. His family was going to grow there, and that he is going to die in Egypt. And then once he got to the best land, which was Goshen, Joseph met him there. I mean, they hugged, they cried, they embraced, they held onto each other for a long time. Joseph talks to the entire family, tell them that he's going to talk to Pharaoh about them, let them know that they had arrived. And he also told them what to say to Pharaoh when Pharaoh talks to them. Basically, let Pharaoh know that they are shepherds and they have their own livestock. Joseph, he introduces 5 of his brothers and his father to Pharaoh. Pharaoh received them with so much love, and he just gave them the best land, which was Goshen, and told them, that they can assist with his livestock as well because he knows they're shepherds now. And Jacob, he blesses Pharaoh. So it turns out pretty good. It says that they were given the best land. They were getting the best of everything. It says here that Joseph, he took care of his family. He provided for them, all of his family. There were 66 descendants of Jacob who came to Egypt. 66 descendants. That's not including the wives. This is just the ones who come directly from the lineage of Jacob, Israel. And so they talk about the famine, how bad it had gotten. It had gotten really, really bad, where people, again, would come to Egypt to get grain, and they would have to pay for this. And once they ran out of money to pay for it, then they would sell their livestock. Their livestock would be their horses, it would be their cows, it would be their donkeys, their camels, whatever they had, they would sell for the grain. And then once they ran out of livestock, they would sell their lands. Joseph was in charge of the treasure. He filled that treasure up. The money would go into Pharaoh's treasure. So Pharaoh became very rich, even in possessions and more in land as well. He owned all the lands of Egypt. And then the people then would offer themselves as slaves when they had nothing else to sell. And they were grateful. Oh, thank you for saving us. We are grateful to be servants of Pharaoh. And so Joseph, he would give them seeds, and they would plant those seeds in the land, and Pharaoh would get 1/5 of the crop, and the 1/4 of it would be theirs to survive on, as well as to replant as well. Yeah, and I hear that rule is still in effect, where Pharaoh gets 1/5 of the crop, even now today. Isn't that something? And so it tells us that Jacob was 130 years old when he went to Egypt. He lived there for 17 years. Guys, you know that when Jacob moved there, he brought everything that he owned. He lived there for 17 years. And he lived for a total of 147 years. And he had Joseph to vow that when he dies, he does not want to be buried in Egypt. He wants Joseph to take him back to be buried with his ancestors. And I'm thinking it has to be that plot that Abraham had purchased. So there you have it, guys. It's a beautiful thing to see where Joseph it didn't look good at first, but we see where God had brought him out. He's put him in a position to help many people to survive, including God's people, Israel. There you have it, guys. Day number 28, Genesis chapter 46 through 47. You have a God-filled, blessed day.